You got to be kidding me. Why is this so good? My heart skips a beat for this. It literally feels like I'm going to prom. If you could see my outfit right now, I'm full on in a dress. Why, you might ask? Because every day is a day to celebrate. I'm just kidding. I just ran out of clothes to wear on camera. I have no shame in wearing the same clothes over and over again, but sometimes I'm just like, I don't want to keep wearing the same thing. So you only see the top half of me, and it looks like I'm just wearing a tank top, but it's actually a full-on formal dress. Anyways, Fenty Beauty has been intriguing me lately. I have not been interested in the brand for quite a while, if I'm being honest. The last products I purchased were her powder bronzer and I think her concealer. I love the bronzer. Wasn't too impressed with the concealer, and I kind of feel like I have hits and misses with the brand, and what they've been launching for some reason doesn't like tug on my heartstrings at all until recently. They decided to launch a collection. I think it's called their How Many Carats collection, basically just revamping and launching different versions of their popular products with glitter in them, and for some reason I have been such a huge sucker for glitter, so I bought some stuff and I wanted to review them for y'all. This also made me curious about other products in their line that I haven't tried for a while. A long time ago, I tried their Fenty Skin Tint Stick, which I just did a video about finding a dupe for, and I've been loving that for some reason. So it feels like my tastes are changing and I'm just ready to review the products that I've been trying for you. They do launch a lot of things and it's kind of hard to keep up with. I'm gonna catch you up on all of it in today's video. Let's start with the fun stuff first because they are the more newer things that I feel like most people are gonna be excited about. It is the new shade of highlighter from their Diamond Balm collection, along with a new shade of their Gloss Balm Stix. Why am I speaking like that? I just can't help myself. In this collection, they also launched new shades of their Body Lava and new shades of their eyeshadow sticks, but in more glitter finishes. I didn't buy the Body Lava because, to be honest, I thought it was kind of too expensive, and I read reviews that it was sticky on the skin. Pass for me. And I also didn't buy the eyeshadow sticks because, I don't know, I was watching people swatch them on their eyes and I felt like although they were being reviewed as good quality, long lasting, they weren't as exciting as the Danessa Myricks Color Fix sticks, which yes, I did buy and I'll probably review in another video. The Fenty sticks look a little bit too chunky for me, while the Danessa Myricks Color Fix sticks I think have a little bit more sheen and buildability, and they also have this jelly cooling texture. So I just passed on the Fenty sticks. Plus Danessa Myricks just has so many more shade options in that finish. That's all to say, I bought the Fenty Beauty Gloss Balm Sticks in the shade How Many Carats. This is the product of the video. This is gonna be the star of the show today. And I bought, finally, one of their diamond balms, and I chose a shade Pink Ice. I have been wanting this diamond balm since maybe 2017. It is one of their more viral popular products, and the idea of shimmer and glitter always excites me, but this retails for $43. And the thing is, Fenty Beauty, I don't consider them to be a luxury brand. They're a high-end brand, but not luxury, and that's almost like Dior prices. Now, one will argue that this has a lot of product in it. It's a huge highlighter. It comes with 0.28 ounces or 8 grams. But personally, I don't wear highlighter often enough to justify the price of buying this. So when they came out with new shades and a collection I was excited about, I was like, okay, maybe this is my moment to finally splurge on this and review it and see what the hype is all about. I was in between the lavender shade and the pink shade, but I ultimately chose the pink because I felt like it would just be a really nice blush topper that I could wear with most of my makeup looks. I'm also interested, and I think they have a rose gold shade. I wear a lot of peachy blush, so I think a peachy highlighter would work out for me, but we're sticking with this one for now. Now, despite the price, I will say I absolutely love the packaging of this. It has the typical signature Fenty hexagon vibe. It also has this plastic glitter outer layer. It does feel like very plasticky, but it's thick plastic. And when you open it up, you have the product. It's very iridescent, which I love. I love all of the details of this. So they really did their thing. And then there's this huge pan. Okay, I wasn't expecting this texture to be this texture. I've swatched it in store before, but for some reason I always thought it was this like almost putty formula when you think of like the MAC Glow Plate blushes or the Rare Beauty blushes, that kind of squishy formula. When I see this online, that's what I always think it's going to be. And I've swatched it in person and for some reason I thought I felt that way too, but apparently I remembered incorrectly because this is not a creamy formula, not always in a bad way, but it just kind of depends on how you look at it. It's full on glitter. And if you like full on glitter, you will like this. But if you are someone who wants a nice subtle sheen that you can build up to be blinding without all of that glitter particles, pass on this. You're not gonna like it. But if you love glitter, if you love shine, if you love reflection, then I feel like you'll have a lot of fun with this because this is a fun makeup product. It's a nice to have, not a must have unless you're always wearing fun makeup. On my cheeks, it's the most interesting thing. When you swatch it, all you really see is glitter and there's no base to this at all. But I love it because you can do a thin layer and get a slight wash of glitter and shine. But the more you build it up, the more the glitter particles kind of come together to give you this really highlighter, blinding glow effect, which I think is really cool. The shades in here, I would say, are like pink and orange reflex with a little bit of purple, but on the cheeks, it does ultimately look pink on me. The texture is drier, but not in, I wouldn't say a gritty way. Like I can't feel grittiness to the texture. And there is a bit of like, I wouldn't say a cream, but there's some adhesive that makes the glitter stick to your skin. So it's not like fallout everywhere. I'm not seeing glitter fallout. Everything is sticking together smoothly. I think the downside of this product, again, like I said, is if you don't like glitter because there is really no base to this and it also gets hard pan, which makes me angry. Nothing makes me more frustrated than hard pan. So that is the main warning I will give you with this product. But personally, I think if I got a shade I didn't like, it would completely ruin this product for me because then I wouldn't be able to wear it as often. But since the finish is showing pink, I think this is going to look so beautiful with any lavender or red or pink kind of makeup looks I do like I have on today. Especially if I'm wearing like a mauve blush, I think that this works with my makeup look. I also love the versatility of this. So you can apply it on your eyes, you can put it on your cheeks, but you could also put it all over your body like I did today. Now, honestly, it doesn't give me the most shimmery, glimmery highlight like when I use the Dior highlight all over my body, but I do see glitter, I do see shine. It's more of a subtle reflection, which again, wasn't what I was expecting with this product. You can build it up to be as blinding as you want it to be, or you can make it as subtle as you want it to be. And that's what I think I like about this product is the versatility. So I feel like I could be getting my money's worth by using it in multiple different ways. And I could see, a use case for many people. Oh, but if you're someone who doesn't really use highlight, you don't like a lot of shimmer, you want something that's a little bit more blinding or more of a sophisticated glow, this isn't going to give you a sophisticated glow. This is going to give you like festival shimmer and glow. And that's that. Now, as much as I love the highlighter, this tops it for me. Out of everything that I recently bought from Fenty, this is by far my favorite purchase, and I totally think it's worth every freaking penny. It's their Gloss Bomb Stick in the shade How Many Carats. They do have other shades of this Gloss Bomb Stick. I didn't buy it in the past just because, again, I had this misconception of the product, and I don't know if it's maybe the way that Fenty beauty products are being shown online or if it's just me making it up in my head. But I thought that these Gloss Bomb sticks were gonna be more like lip oil sticks, a product that's not super sticky and is emollient and melts you, which I sometimes like, but I hate when it's not sticky because I prefer a sticky gloss. But when I tried this, I was shocked to feel that there was some tackiness to it. So much so that it's actually a little bit difficult to get the glitter off, which is very normal for glitter glosses. So I do want to warn you that if you hate glitter getting everywhere, you'll probably hate this product. This product also does have a slight amount of grittiness, but it's not something that I personally notice too much. And in the way that I wear it, I don't usually feel the grittiness in it. The shimmers are so fine that it's not as bad as other glitter glosses. This has a glossy clear base with silver glitters in them, and as you can see, the shimmers are so fine that they just kind of reflect to be silver and kind of iced out, which is really cool. You can wear this alone if you'd like. You can even wear this with a lip liner if you'd like, but I don't like to use this product in that way. I don't think it's personally flattering on me. It's here. And I feel like it's not thick or glossy enough for my preference to wear it that way. The thing with glitter glosses is that sometimes it can kind of enhance the lines of your lips, and they're not usually a thick formula for some reason. So personally, the way that I like to wear this gloss is paired with another gloss and a lip liner. I think this makes the perfect glitter topper. So whatever lip combo you have on, just kind of dab this in the middle, and it's just gonna add kind of this metallic effect. And because it has gloss, it does give you a sheen. So let's say you have like a matte lipstick, dab this in the middle, it's gonna give a sheen, but it's also gonna give sparkle, which is really fun. To give this Gloss Bomb stick a little bit more body, a little bit more plush, I like to pair it with the Fenty Beauty, I keep saying Fenty Beauty, but you know this is Fenty Beauty, the Fenty Gloss Bomb in the shade Smurfette effect. I'll talk about this a little bit later. Overall, I would recommend this if you just want a nice glitter topper. You don't mind that glitter will be left over on your lips with removal. Like most glitters, it's really difficult to take off. If anything, what I recommend is take a piece of Scotch tape and just, that's like my trick to even take off glitter eye makeup. This is going to add a little bit of pizzazz to any lip combo. If you have been dying for fun makeup, I think this is the product. As for the Gloss Bomb in the shade Smurfette Effect, I have not bought a Gloss Bomb for years. I think the last time I bought one was maybe in 2017, 2018. I remember loving this formula of gloss. I think I went through 2 of them in the shade Fenty Glow. It was my favorite gloss in college, and the scent of this is extremely nostalgic for me. So I thought, since I love the shade of this, that I would try it again to see if it stood the test of time, and I can confidently say it has stood the test of time. It has the scent, both the Gloss Bomb and this have like the Fenty scent. I don't know what it is. It's a little strong, but it's not bad either. It's not offensive. I love this shade Smurfette Effect because although it is semi-transparent, there is enough pigment where you can see the purple sheen on your lips, and there is also some like bluish like periwinkle glitters, which is so freaking pretty. I don't think they sell this at Ulta anymore, but I have seen it at Sephora, so hopefully it's still available, and if not, this formula in general in any shade I would recommend. What I love about it is that it's not too sticky where it's uncomfortable on your lips and everything's sticking to it and you just want to like take it off, but it's also not sticky, if that makes sense. I think a lot of glosses right now are non-sticky and feel more like an oil. I don't like those because they don't have longevity. I want something that has a little bit of tackiness so that it stays put on my lips where I place it. And it also usually is thicker and gives me a little bit of a plumpness to my lips without a plumping effect. And that's what this does. It's a good, just middle ground, great gloss, and I'm so happy to have this back in my life. I still recommend it to this day, and now they have a million different shades, so there's so many shades to choose from. And the fact that they were able to make like a purple gloss but still, you know, not make it super transparent, you know how I feel about full-on clear lip glosses, makes me happy that they went out of their way to at least show a little bit of that purple effect. And I have just been pairing this with Night Moth from MAC, which is the lip liner I have on my lips, and this Gloss Bomb stick, and I just think it's such a really pretty, fun combo. It definitely gives me Bratz makeup vibes. Now, a product that I didn't buy myself, but it was gifted to me at a YouTube event I went to, is the Fenty Beauty oil. I would have never bought this myself because, like I said, I'm not a lip oil person. It's not my preference. It's usually not sticky enough for me, and this is exactly that. But there is a bright side to all of this. It's a much thicker lip oil formula than I am used to, which I love, because a lot of lip oil formulas are just thin, and not only thin but transparent, so they don't really do anything for my lips except hydrate them, which is usually like that's what they're originally for. But the Fenty version is like a makeup version of a lip oil. It's really thick, like a gloss, not sticky, but it also has pigment. So when you buy this, you're not just gonna buy a clear lip oil. You're gonna have some color to it, and the oil aspect of it is the ingredients that are inside. It gives you that hydration. I will say it's more of a makeup product than it is a skincare lip oil product, so it depends on your preference. But if you want that elevated lip oil that's kind of makeup-y, and you like the idea of a non-sticky gloss with some pigment and color, I do think this is a good choice. On top of that, it has a typical Fenty scent, and the brush is like an elevated version of the Dior lip oil. It is thick, but it's flat. So it's not super chunky, and it's not too difficult to get in and out of the component. The color that I have is in the shade Fussy, which looks really pretty with a lip liner. Honestly, did I just convince myself that I like this product? I gotta give it a few more chances, because even though it's not my preference in formula, I'm just like, wait a minute, I do like this. The last purchase I made from Fenty is their Bright Fix Instant Brightening and Blurring Powder, and I have the shade in Banana. This kind of just looks like their blotting powder, but in a different component. I haven't cross-checked the ingredients to see if it's the same, but I do believe it, even though it's in a different component, it might be a different formula. But that's all to say, you're not really gonna get skin tone shades from this. A lot of the shade options are brightening colors like lavender and yellow and peach, and I think pink as well. It's also a talc-free powder, which is not my preference at all, and the last thing I needed was another talc-free powder when I have powders I like already. But I thought people would be interested in me reviewing this. That's all to say that I do think it works best as a brightening powder. I don't think it's the best setting powder. I did compare this side by side with the Charlotte Tilbury setting powder. That has talc in it, and I notice a visible difference. I know I like Charlotte Tilbury, so we're gonna start with her. This is in the shade 2. Now the thing with this powder is that it has talc, and the second ingredient is mica. But in the Fenty Beauty one, it doesn't have talc, and the first ingredient is mica. So this side is Charlotte Tilbury. Wouldn't expect anything less. Blurring, beautiful but not cakey, and doesn't really change the color of my foundation. Now for Fenty, I'm using the shade Banana 03, and I'm taking a different brush. Again, this doesn't have talc, but it has mica as the first ingredient. And I'm going to just apply it under my eyes. Huh. Wait, I actually kind of like this. This is the first impression. I have not used this. I do think this is slightly brighter, like you can't really tell. This side is Charlotte with a thin layer, and this side is Fenty Beauty with a thin layer. What do you think? Now let's try the Fenty with the actual sponge it comes with. Oh, okay, that really packs it on. You can really see the brightening effect with this. Whoa. Whoa. She's bright. Oh my gosh. This needs to be blended, but like, that's really pretty. I'm gonna take the Charlotte one and apply it. What is this, a sponge? I can't think of the name right now. A puff, oh my gosh. I really don't feel like that makes that big of a difference at all. So it's been about 45 minutes to an hour, and this is what the skin is currently looking like. I'm trying to show the reflect in all angles. You can see that the Fenty side is slightly more glowy than the Charlotte Tilbury side. Ignore the highlighter because that doesn't count, but right here in my T-zone is where I get the most oiliest. And usually if a powder is bad, I'm greasy by this point, but these powders still make my skin look matte enough. I do think that Charlotte Tilbury has better mattification long term than the Fenty Beauty, and I think that's just because Charlotte Tilbury has talc in it. This does not have talc in it. I would say if you want to be matte for longer, stick with the Charlotte, but if you want something that brightens up your under eyes and also does keep you semi-matte for the most part, Fenty is pretty good as well. The Charlotte Tilbury setting powder did keep me matte for much longer than the Fenty Beauty one did, but what I loved about the Fenty Beauty one is that it brightened my under eyes, which is part of the selling point in this. If you have oily skin, you might be better off sticking with like a talc powder like the Charlotte Tilbury if that's what you're looking for, is something mattifying and it's going to keep you matte for a long time. But if you are someone who wants a layering powder that adds a little bit of color and brightness to your under eyes, then I think that this powder is worth purchasing. On its own, it's like a nice to have, but it's not a must have. And the last thing I'll say is that even though this is a talc-free powder, I don't really notice any luminosity in this. The first ingredient in the formula is mica, and this is completely matte in my eyes. I don't see, yeah, it's super matte actually. I don't see any sheen in it, which is my preference. If you want mattification or a powder for like touch up and brightness, then I don't think you'll be mad at this one. Those are all of my recent purchases from Fenty Beauty. I'm definitely gonna keep my eye out for them. They actually just launched new primers, which look so freaking interesting. I want to see those in person and I'm interested in trying them out. Those are all of my recent purchases from Fenty Beauty and my thoughts on them. Hopefully this helped you make the right decision for yourself at the end of the day. If you already have something like this, you know what I would say. Pass and use what you have. But if there's anything here that you feel like is unique or would add a value to your makeup routine, then I will share my affiliate links in the description where I do earn a commission if you want to fully support, not fully, if you'd like to support my channel in a different way. I am trying to save up to get a new 4K camera because I want higher quality footage, but this camera will do 4K. It's just laggy when it comes to focus, so I just want something upgraded and a little bit better because I think y'all deserve the best quality possible for these reviews. With all of that being said, thank you all for the love and support, and as always, I'll catch you in the next video.